Hello everyone, it's Kay again, and I'm here today with a little extra to this little photo folio that I made using these wonderful papers from Dovecraft. I still have a ton of papers left, which I can't quite believe. There is oodles and oodles. It is a paper stack that just keeps giving and giving. Never mind a shed load of actual cut-offs and that kind of thing that I get, offcuts, that I can utilise for little 3x3 cards and that kind of thing. But anyway, just to remind you, I made this folio when I was doing the 100 Things challenge. And all you do basically is pull this and all the lovely pages flip up, and it was by from a tutorial by Mixedupcrafts. Well, Mixedupcrafts then went on to do a further album, which I absolutely fell in love with, and bearing in mind that I had all this paper and still have lots of paper left over, I thought I would go on and make the album that she did the tutorial for, and it was such a lovely album. If you haven't made albums before and you want something that's quite straightforward and not too fussy, I would highly recommend this tutorial. Now what I've done, as you can see, is utilised more of the papers. On the spine here I've got these, they were buttons and the backs have been removed so they lie quite flat, and I've just used hot glue to anchor them onto the spine here. A little bit of lace just to keep it soft and pretty. The colours clearly would be for a boy or a girl, and then I've put the metal corners on just to help with the durability of the album. And it has this, what I call a flexi closure. Still got a little bit of glue there, which is a fabulous idea, and it does allow for the expansion of the album with photographs or memorabilia or anything like that that you would care to put into it. I have adapted the original tutorial and added a few things differently, but it's what we all do, and I'm sure Mixedupcrafts wouldn't mind. I will leave a link under the video so that you may go along and check her out if you don't know her already. The closure is a little bit different purely because I had hoped to put a popper system in. It didn't work, so I had to rethink at the last minute, and what I've done is just knotted this lace, put in an eyelet, and that then allows that to be secure. It's not an easy flick open because you, to close it, need to thread the ribbon or lace through another of the eyelets and then tie a bow. But it's effective, it keeps everything together, and you know, from the purposes of being put on a shelf for display, it would work in that regard as well. So you open up the front of the album, and immediately there is a pocket on the front here. I've used the papers, as you can see, ideal for storing paperwork, memorabilia, whatever. It's one of those things that is purely interactive and utilised by whoever receives the album. Then there is a relatively plain page, ideal for photographs, a little bit of scribbling if you want to, it's entirely up to you. More of the lovely papers. I've just covered up the spine in between with offcuts of the paper, just tiny little pieces to take away too much of the whiteness of the spine. And then on here is another pocket. It's not huge, but it's substantial enough to hold some bits and pieces in, with a little button on the front just to give a little bit of an embellishment to the paper without taking away from the papers. And then again a side pocket here very effective for holding on to things. Another little bit in between the pages to keep it all decorated, and then finally the last page. On the back page I have just added a little booklet affair here, which you could put lots of different things into and keep safe, and it just folds over like so, and you would tie a ribbon to keep everything under the flaps, so to speak. As I say, it's a lovely tutorial, and your measurements and everything are clear and precise, depending on, you know, what you go on to do as you embellish and decorate. Everything you need is within the tutorial. And then if I turn it this way and up, you'll see the little pocket fillers at the top of the album. There are mats there for more photographs. I've just decorated one side, used a round punch, punched both sides and put a little piece of the paper on. Clearly ideal for a bit of journaling, photographs, whatever your heart desires. But I just think it's just such a lovely mix for new parents who just love to take photographs, keepsakes and all the rest of it. I just think it works really well. So I hope you like this album. I hope you go along and check out Mixedupcrafts, and if, as I say, if making an album for the first time, I couldn't recommend this tutorial any more than I have already. It really is very good. So thank you again for sharing this time with me and seeing this lovely little combination of new parent gift put together, ideal for grandmothers to make, or, you know, mums to make for their daughters. It's just that sort of lovely gift that, well, I'm sure would be appreciated all around. So thank you again. As I say, happy crafting everyone. Take care. Bye bye for now.